Well, g'day guys. Yes, it's that time, it's blog time. And I just wanted to say thank you very much to Callum Blaylock. I look great. Joking, you're all forgiven. God's blessing upon you, brother. Accidents do happen. And today's thought. What's my thought for today? Well, last week I talked about seasons. I said, what season are you in? We looked at, you can be in the battle, you can be in the harvest, and you can be in the desert, and you can be in trial and places like that. And I remember thinking, actually, at the time when I was blogging, actually, I'm much more like Melbourne, really, in that I experience 4 seasons in a day. I experience battle, I experience desert, I experience the harvest all in one day. It's amazing. God pours out His blessing upon me in certain ways, and then there's a battle going on, and and sometimes they can be prolonged. This battle can be prolonged, and I know that is the case for a lot of people. But I just also wonder, how are we dealing with our daily seasons? Those moods that come, that they come sweeping through, like that day where we're up, we're down, and I just wonder about that. And I go, are we still bringing praise? Because the thing is I think sometimes we see God as a bit of a tap. My wife was praying. This comes out of a picture, a spiritual picture that Nick got as she was praying, and she sensed God saying, "I am not a tap." And we all looked at her and went, "Woo, crazy!" No, we didn't. But we looked at her and she explained more. She said, quite often we go to the tap and we fill up with water. And some of us are really good. Like, we go to conference after conference and we fill up with jugs and jugs of water, and we pack them on pack horses, and then we've got plenty of water to flow out. And then other people aren't like that. Maybe they go to Soul Survivor, they fill up their little cup, they take their little cup and they fill it up, and then they drink that pretty quick, and then they're dry for a period of time, and then they might come to church, and then something exciting happens at church, or the Spirit breaks out at church, and that fills them up a little bit, and so they're topping up their water levels. But Nick's picture said, I'm not a tap, I'm a waterfall. I'm constantly flowing. In other words, what God was saying to Nick was that my love, my grace, my peace, my joy, my patience, my Spirit is being poured out all the time. We had a spiritual picture in our church talking about how God is raining all the time. It's just a lot of people have put up their umbrellas. And they're hiding under their umbrella, and they're not letting God soak into their life. They're not letting Him pour into their life. And see, I think sometimes these seasons that we go through help us ignore God. And actually, these little mini seasons that happen on a daily basis, in some respects, pushes us into a deep, long desert rather than allowing us to fill. See, I think, as you are in the small things, this produces big things in our life. I'm just not feeling connected to God today, so I'm not going to read my Bible or pray. And that happens in 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day. And then, all of a sudden, 5 weeks later, we haven't prayed, we haven't read, we haven't connected with God, we haven't filled our cup, we haven't stood under the waterfall. And guess what? We're in a massive desert and we don't know how to get out. So we crawl out. Are you filling your cup daily with something? Are you reading the Bible daily? Are you getting inspiration from the Spirit daily? Are you worshiping God daily? Are you praying daily? Are you coming to your dad loads and coming to him daily? Are you doing that? Are you filling? Are you infilling? Oh, Pete, you don't understand my job. I do understand. I get it. I get it. You don't understand school. It's just so boring, and I need some me time. Yeah, you do. Yeah, I agree. God doesn't ask for much. What He's saying is are you weaving Him through everyday life? Are you standing under the waterfall? Because it's really easy to cry out when you're in trouble. Psalm 3, we looked at it the other day, and it says this: O Lord, how many are my foes? How many rise up against me? How many are saying of me, God will not deliver him? But you are my shield around me, O Lord. You bestow glory on me, and you lift my head. To the Lord I cry out aloud, and he answers me from his holy hill. I lie down and sleep, I wake again, because the Lord sustains me. I will not fear the tens of thousands drawn up against me on every side. Arise, O Lord, deliver me, O my God. Strike all my enemies on the jaw, break the teeth of the wicked. For from the Lord comes deliverance. May your blessings be on your people. Are you living in God's blessing? Are you listening to God? Are you calling out to him? Because I think we're very good at calling out to him when there's thousands of things going wrong and we're all in a mess. But on those daily little deserts, those little mini moments, those mini morning moments where it's just not quite going all right, and it's not a desert place really, it's just a moment in time. Are you looking to God? God will answer me. God always answers in 3 ways. 3 ways, guys. He answers with yes, no, or later. And I think you see that through the scriptures. Yes, you can do this. No, you can't. And later. I think we see that with our own parents. That's how they answer. Yes, no, or later. But those are the 3 answers. Are you under the waterfall daily? Is God weaved through your day? Are you reaching for him in the mundane? Are you reaching for him in those moments? Are you just singing praise? I mean, yeah, sure. Make sure nobody's watching as you're, are you listening to, you've got your iPod on, but do you have it shuffled? So every now and again some worship music pops on and you can actually give praise. Are you thanking God? Are we a thankful people? Are you thanking him for the opportunity as you walk through the school gates going, thank you, Lord, that I'm in a country that gives me this opportunity to better myself? Because school's tough, guys. School is tough. But it's an opportunity. And it's a God-given opportunity to grow and to learn and get better. There are countries out there that don't have that opportunity. But are you grasping God with both hands? Because that's what singing praise all the time is all about. In every season, you are still God. Did you notice that from the psalm as well? You sustain me. You wake me up in the morning. It doesn't mean you can blame him when you're late for work or school. Sorry. But it's you get me up, you motivate me, you move me forward. But let me tell you, if you are seeing God as a tap and you go and you fill up on some spiritual water and then drink it later, Jesus actually says to the woman at the well, you come to me, I will give you a well inside of you that you'll never thirst again. But you've got to position yourself under that waterfall. You've got to position yourself to receive that blessing. I want you to pray through that. How do you recognize God in the everyday? How do you worship God in the everyday? Are you looking for God at school? Are you looking for God at home? Are you looking for him to sustain you? Or are you trying to do it in your own strength? Because I believe that when you do it in your own strength, when you rely on money, when you rely on your education, when you rely on your job, when you rely on all sorts of other things, fame and fortune, when you rely on that, all of those things can be taken away. But when you rely on God, when you hold on to him, when you stand under his waterfall, then nothing can take you away from that. You will always be sustained. You will always be in a position where you're held tight. Are you doing that? Are you living like that? It's a good question. Think that one through this week. Look, have a great week. See you later.